Hi guys, and welcome to the November episode of Propwash. Well, here we go again with another lockdown. We will of course be following the BMFA guidelines, which are as follows. The government instruction in relation to indoor and outdoor recreation and sports facilities in England from the Thursday the 5th of November, which included model flying club sites, is unequivocal and they must close. We must therefore advise members to follow government guidance and stay at home wherever possible. So there you have it. As a law-abiding and responsible club, we have no option but to close until the 2nd of December at the earliest. However, one or two members have posed the question of whether it is okay to go slope soaring or fly from a private field, and having checked with the BMFA, the answer appears to be a cautious yes. Individuals may visit outdoor spaces as long as they don't travel too far, and the government does not provide guidance or instruction of what they can or can't do when they get there. As for flying from a private field, as long as the private field is not a club, which must close, then the individual and one other person not from their households can fly there if they can satisfy themselves that they are taking part in outdoor exercise. Certainly a long jump up a hill is more than enough exercise, and I suppose a walk of shame to pick up a crash model could also count. I was also asked about insurance during the lockdown, and the simple answer is that if you are flying legally, following the above advice and within the rules of the Air Navigation Order, then you are indeed covered. Moving on, since we've vacated Simister, there has been a massive amount of activity at the new site in Haywood. The first thing after settling in our container at the back of the car park was to extend the area and clear as much of the debris as possible. We then took delivery of 50 tonnes of tarmac scrapings with the aim of spreading them over the cleared area. Now, we were very lucky in that our very helpful farmer Steve brought his JCB load-all and broke the back of the job in about half an hour. We've still got a bit more work to do before it's completely finished, but so far we can accommodate 10 or 12 cars comfortably, with room for the same again by the time we've finished. Now, I'm not sure who was more pleased with the result, us or Steve, who appeared to be thoroughly enjoy playing with his big boy toy. Steve also started scraping a path down to the flight line, but a split air hose put paid to the day's work, and since then Steve has been busy working on his other fields and hasn't had a chance yet to continue that project. But we are hopeful that once the weather allows, he will finish that job for us. We are further hoping that once the area has been levelled, we can lay some more tarmac down and make a lane suitable for vehicles right down to the flight lines, making loading and unloading so much easier. The next job was to build benches for the flight line. Steve Cardew managed to obtain 20 6-foot by 3-foot wooden pallets free of charge from his employers Travis Perkins, and even had them delivered to the site. Perfect for the tabletops. Then the club purchased 30 pieces of 4x2 tannalised timber for the legs. Jock Lindsay and Richard Ashby each donated 5 litres of Ronseal preservative, and Chris Boro 2,000 screws. Now at this point I have to heap a huge amount of praise on a whole host of members. Too many to name individually, as I wouldn't want to leave anyone out, but you know who you are. They worked like Trojans over several days to produce 10 fantastic benches for you to assemble your precious models upon. If ever there was an example of a club pulling together, it was seeing teamwork like this. It didn't stop there either. Chris Boro arrived on Friday with a fantastic roller, which he produced in his engineering workshop, and after fitting a backplate to our mower, it was time for Dave Healy to have a trial run with it on the car park. Methinks a little more practice is called for. Not content with supplying the roller, Chris has provided us with a big sign to remind us to lock the front gate after passing through, and also the first of 3 starting benches for the fixed wing patch. As you are all aware, over the last 6 weeks there has barely been a single day without rain, and most of it torrential, and this has made the ground really soft and boggy. This means our planned programme of cutting and rolling the flying areas has been put on hold as the mower cannot cut efficiently when the grass is this wet. But please be assured, however, that at the first opportunity we will start work again in earnest, as well as looking into the long-term drainage of the site. But Rome wasn't built in a day, and we must be patient, as this is most certainly a long-term project. Over the last few weeks, and following my meeting with Andy Simmons and the next door neighbour, we have been flying experimentally to assure the farmer that we can do so without scaring the bejeebers out of his animals. We managed 2 weekend sessions with a number of members flying electric fixed wing and helicopters. Flying sensibly, taking care not to overfly the neighbours at low level, we found that the livestock continued to munch the grass without so much as a glance at our models. This has given us confidence to introduce some quieter IC models once we can return after lockdown. We also believe that with a bit of lateral thinking we will be able to position the helipatch in such a way as not to be flying directly at the pony field, and so once restrictions are lifted we will be able to open the field to all our members in very short order. Finally, it's the time of year when we traditionally turn to our workshops to fill in the time when we are not flying due to shorter days and bad weather. I recently received an email from long-standing member Daryl Nuttall, along with several pictures of his latest project, which just happens to be one of my favourite planes, the Feisler Storch. This version from Chinese manufacturer Dancing Wings is built up from laser cut parts. It's a complex kit, but as Daryl says, it's coming along quite nicely. It's available from Banggood in various levels, from kit only, kit with a power set, and even a complete with camouflage covering material included. It won't break the bank, even for the most complete version at well under £200. I hope this gives you some inspiration to get building and to pass some time until we can get out properly. So until next time, keep building and flying where you can, legally, and in the next episode we'll have our cut down digital version of our annual general meeting. Don't forget to hit the bell below so you don't miss it. That's all for now. See you next time.